believe that our 3 million members know how to improve student success? Do you? Do you? Do you believe this is our time to create union-led change for our classrooms? Do you? Louder! Then I ask you to raise your hand for the success of all students. Raise your hand for great public schools and social justice. Raise your hand for America's educators, for America's future. NEA, raise your hand.
I'm raising my hand so that all children have an equitable education.
I raise my hand to create students who are innovators, not bubble test takers.
We raised our hand for total community involvement in our public education system.
So for all the privateers and profiteers who are peddling their false promises, you mark my words. There's a rising tide of resistance out there. Americans are smarter than you think. We see through your snake oil sales pitch, and we're going to organize, and send you packing.
I raise my hand for learning for all, whatever it takes.
For all kids, for all students, especially those in the arts.
Over 400 folks we've brought in, but more than half the faculty and staff that work here are here volunteering today. I was talking to the principal, and she is like glowing. She's going, I can't believe you love our school as much as we do.
We have to fight like hell against corporate reformers, posers, hijacking the conversation with absolutely no interest in doing what's right for our children. But we can't just fight against them and their ridiculous ideas. We have to fight for our students. We have to fight for better standards. We have to fight for better assessments, for better trained teachers in ESP, for better resources, for better schools. That's what NEA's Raise Your Hand campaign is all about.
Raise your hand!
Realize the power of your voices, the power of the impact that you have. The teaching that you do is leadership. The teaching that you do is paving the way for the next generation.
I raise my hand for my students, for my colleagues, and for anybody that believes that a free public education is the right of every child.
Raise your hand!
I'm raising my hand for the future of America, our children.
As all of you there know, our students in schools are facing some serious challenges today, and those challenges are going to get worse, not better, if we fail to act.
I raise my hand for better funding of public schools.
We are so much more than just a custodian, just a food service worker, just a secretary. My fellow ESPs, we need to raise our hands. We need to stand up and get politically active.
Raise your hand!
I raise my hand for great education, I raise my hand for great schools, and I raise my hand for a quality education system with outstanding and great excellent teachers.
Let me introduce you to a good friend of mine. I met him just before the show, and he, I hear, is the man.
I raise my hand for students. I raise my hand for all educators to be respected as we should.
I raise my hand for fully funded public education, specialists in every building, music, PE, technology. Happy 4th.
I want to introduce and acknowledge a delegate who I believe is not only the oldest delegate in the House, but I believe she may hold the all-time record to be the oldest delegate ever to serve as a representative assembly.
I raise my hand for public education.
I raise my hand for safe public education.
I raise my hand for my students.
Great public schools for all children.
For decades, we've been trying one thing and then another thing and another thing. There's one tendency, though, that has been constant and increasing, and that's the centralization of decision-making. First at the state level, now at the national level. In California, though, we have a very different perspective. It's been 38 years since I signed the collective bargaining law for teachers in California. We believe in teachers and the administrators deciding our fate.
I raise my hand for public education and our students across this country.
I raise my hand for public education.
I raise my hand for children of all cultures. I raise my hand for public